everyone, welcome back to Amanda TME, and welcome back to If Found. The Ripster, as Mr. B has started calling her, is passed out by my toes again. I kind of hope this becomes a regular thing. I'm so in love with her. Oh, she's only been here a short time too. But anyway, yeah, so speaking of getting attached to new friends, let's get back into it, shall we? I woke up comfy. Light came in through the roof. There was something heavy on my legs. I was still wearing last night's clothes. Oh God, is everyone still downstairs? 6 a.m., December 22nd, the back of Beyond. Is this someone's arm? Aww. Like cute spooning kitties. Sean's, hey, you're on top of me. Hey. Wake up, sleepyhead. Get off me, idiot. I think we all know what that is. This is probably the closest I've been to anyone except my mom. Hey, are you still asleep? I was dreaming about us. I dreamt about aliens. So we probably shouldn't leave until after Christmas. I know we probably shouldn't leave until after Christmas, but I've been thinking. What? So we need to find a flat first, right? Sean's, what are you talking about? Moving to Dublin together, obviously. We were kind of out of it last night. But we're going to go to Dublin, right? You're serious? We're not going anywhere. You're like 18, 19? 19? I'm mature. I can't take care of you, Sean's. I can barely look after myself. I want to look after you. Slow down a second. Kaizo, it's hard for me to say this, but I have to. I think I like you. What? Get off, Jesus! Don't you want to kiss me? I don't want to kiss anyone right now. I really like you, Kaizo. I got that. I told you things I've never told anyone else. I didn't ask you to. You've made me realize things about myself. I see myself in you. I have no idea who you think I am. My life is falling apart right now. You don't want to be me. All the more reason to leave. We'll move off this island and everything will be great. I don't even know if I have anything in Dublin to go back to. The PhD is gone, and your parents will be worried sick. What are you talking about? Me worrying about worrying parents? I can't handle this. I'm sorry. Shut up. Please, Kaizo, stop. Please, Kaizo. Kaizo? Kaizo? Kaizo, come back. Hello there, Kaizo. Oh, hi, Maggie. Isn't the frost beautiful? Cold, though. And the wind is fierce, too. Yeah. It's a happy surprise to see you so early, especially after your big night out and Castle Bar, all that music and crake. Didn't sleep very well. Well, that's nothing like looking at the sea. Well, there's nothing like looking at the sea to calm a restless mind. It was terrible leaving every September when I taught in Castle Bar. What's wrong, pet? It is your mom. I don't mean to pry, only Cullum said. It's a lot of things. Whatever it is, it's smaller than you think. These things always are. You go home for Christmas, and it'll be forgotten like that. Cullum and his dad are like cats and dogs, but doesn't he see them every year? I don't think so. What was that? Cullum doesn't go home. He was with Jack last year. They had frozen pizza. This year we'll have a chicken, though. You're joking. He didn't say that. Christmas dinner in that rotten house? The state of it. It must be freezing. And damp, too. You just can't live like that. It's a disgrace. The roof will be gone before you know it. Kinda is. Bits of it. He could come to me. I'd love some company at Christmas. I think they're more comfortable being themselves. What do you mean? You know, around you, they can't just be open with each other. Oh, but I mean, you keep things like that private. That's just how it's done. We all have our own crosses. We have a nice chicken anyway, and Jack is making jelly. It was bringing it out in the open that causes all his troubles. That's an awful thing to say. Asking him to hide who he is, even if he could. Sorry. I should go. No, you're right. He does care about you. And, he definitely appreciates you taking him in after Mr. O'Malley kicked him out. I hope he knows I care about him. People used to say I was a bit queer. They'd say all kinds of things. People are mean. Hold on to the good ones. Cullum, Jack. I could never hold on to anyone. I kept thinking there must be one good man out there, but there never was one for me. My father told me only hope was to become a nun and get an education. Were you? You don't look like a nun. Almost. I hid from everyone, but I couldn't hide from God. Myself and Cullum are more alike than I want to admit. I'll have to get a bigger goose. What? Tell Cullum you're all coming to Christmas coming to me for Christmas. And you're moving out of that place. I have a spare room and a lovely couch. Not ours or Butts. It'll be the best Christmas going. And sure, we'll figure out the rest of it all out on Stephen's Day. Stephen's Day is a national holiday on the 26th of December. You might also hear it called Boxing Day, but this is more associated with English people. It's often seen as the truly relaxing day since it doesn't involve cooking, opening presents, or any of the other high-energy activities of Christmas. I don't know, since I moved to California, most of my Christmases have been quiet. I haven't been back to see my family for Christmas in 16 years. It's hard, but we've made our own Christmases. There's the hole in the roof. I met Cullum when I got back. Sean's had left. Took all of his stuff, too. I didn't want to talk. There was someone on my couch, so I lay on the floor. My back hurt when I woke up. Things to remember about Sean's. Dislikes Akil. Talking about himself, smelly fish, black pudding. 1. He gets on best with his brother Neil. They play football in the garden sometimes when the weather is good. Age 18, 19. Did his leaving last summer. Likes music, reading, music, science fiction, Manchester, music, his mom's cooking, music. Bought his guitar with some cash from working at the chip shop. Ishan's Sean Labelle. He's never been to India. He doesn't even really know his relatives there. He wants to go sometime, though. His favorite writer is Arthur C. Clarke. I'm going to make him read At Swim Two Birds, and he'll love it. He's terrible at lying. My favorite thing about him, he taps his fingers on nearly any nearby surface, hammering out little tunes. I don't know why, but the orange and blue always reminds me of the Disintegration Cure album. 22nd of December. Things change so quickly before you're ready at all. I wanted to hide in the attic. Something's wrong with my eraser. Colin was upset and Jack was furious. He said the Banshee are finished because of me. Sean's told them he's done. I wanted to hide in the attic, but it was raining. I mean, if that's all it took to break up their band, guys, your band's not that strong. Everyone from the party cleared out. Someone called the guards on us. A noise complaint. We have 24 hours to get out. The big house is done. Maggie is coming back tomorrow to get our stuff. Maggie drove up to the house this morning in her old banger. You'll catch a death staying there any longer. It was kind of nice being scolded with kindness. We bundled all our stuff into her car, but then there wasn't enough space for us to sit, so myself, Colum, and Jack had to walk. It was a very silent journey across Akil. We played dusty board games by the fire and we all warmed up a little. Magali finally realized I wasn't always a girl, and she was very nice. I suppose no one ever expects it. Jack even kind of apologized for being so upset at me. Maggie's cottage only has 2 bedrooms, so I'm on the couch again. It's a small one, but she has cozy woolen blankets. I like it. There we are. Oh, I wonder if our eraser is wearing down because we've been erasing so much. Maggie O'Malley, age 63. I felt bad asking, but she just laughed. Likes tea, Vanessa Whirls, traditional music, painting, the Legion of Mary. My favorite things about her, the way she prepares tea. She uses loose leaf, and she's really careful with it. There's a lot of art in her house. Apparently she's popular with the artists who live around here. She's learned Irish from her grandmother, who didn't speak any English. Her grandmother left her the cottage when she died. My great-grandmother spoke Welsh. She taught English and geography. Dislikes cold weather, drunk people, licorice. Married 2 names from down in the village. Married 2 names. I wonder if that's like Mary Two-Face. Before I knew her as Colum's aunt, I knew her as one of the readers in Mass. She still does it. She has a lovely soft singing voice, not just at Mass. She gets called on to sing whenever there's a session going in the pub. It's my first hot shower in weeks. I helped Colin prepare for tomorrow's dinner. I was hoping I'd get to talk to him about what happened with Sean's, but I just couldn't. In the evening, we went to the pub for a Christmas Eve pint. I wonder what I'd do if I saw Sean's, but he wasn't there. Fergal was there, though. I wasn't expecting it, but through the crowd our eyes met. It felt like a punch to the gut. I drank my diluted blackcurrant quietly and didn't look that way again. As we were leaving, he pushed an envelope into my hand. I wasn't going to give you this. Oh. The post office is closed now. This is the last letter to be delivered. Virgil and I both worked off our feet with the rush of cards. I recognize so many of the names, young people you were in school with too, all gone. Some of them in Dublin, some of them in the States or Canada or Australia. I'm glad you didn't go that far away, but you're not home either. It made me think. I heard things. I understand you're not who I thought you were, but I can't believe it. This seems so sudden. There were no signs. You never told me you were unhappy. I'm sorry of all of this is my fault. Dear child. I must have raised you wrong. People do say it's bad for your child to be tied to your apron, but I just cared so much for you, pet. It's okay if you like men or dress funny or whatever. The world is changing. I won't get mad, not on Christmas, but I'm worried about you. You're making life difficult for yourself. I just don't know where you'll end up, and if you could keep it quiet, sure, what you do in your time is your own business. No one should mind. I'll see you soon, and we'll talk at last. I've been making mince pies. I made as much dough and filling as I normally do, but it took longer than I thought without you. Silly old me. There are so many, Virgil won't finish them by himself. Christmas dinner, roast potatoes, goose, ham, roast carrots and parsnips, Brussels sprouts, and onion gravy. That sounds delicious. From Mom. It's snow. There was so much snow. I wasn't sleeping. There was so much snow. I couldn't stop thinking about Mom's letter. So I was awake at 2 in the morning when it started. I'm sorry. Thought I'd turn those off. I did. I think the only part about snow I really like is then staying inside to be warm. The gentle hissing as it hit the window finally helped me doze. Yeah, I think our eraser's just getting smaller. Jack woke me up early, eager for presents. Colin came in behind him with a cup of tea. 8:20 a.m., December 25th. Extraterrestrial. Should we push on? Yeah, let's push on. It's Christmas. We were all ushered into Maggie's living room with our cups in hand. Oh, look at the little puppers! I didn't have any presents for anyone. But everyone was so nice. Maggie gave me an unopened box of makeup. Colum joked about it being the one he gave her last year. I was so delighted to have it passed on. I wonder if Fergal or Mom had anything for me. Probably not for you, though. Soon enough, it was time for Mass. So it's kind of obvious she wasn't really disappointed. Oh, Maggie was very kind about none of us coming to Mass. So kind, it was obvious she was really disappointed. I'd never missed Mass before, Mass on Christmas before. This didn't feel like Christmas. All I could think about was the letter and Mom. I decided to go home. It was easier just to go than keep chewing on it. Kaizo, you don't have to. If you want to go, just don't feel like you have no choice. Family isn't only the one you're born into. And you feel like more of a sister than any actual sisters. Don't forget that. Oh, that wind. It's a whiteout. The turkey is delicious, Mom. Thanks. Oh my goodness, I think everyone's mom or aunt or grandmother has this casserole dish. What's wrong? Nothing. Would you pass some more gravy? It's so good. How was Mass? Oh, lovely. So I gather you didn't make it? It was hard to get there in the weather. And it was the weather that made you avoid us the last few weeks? The priest gave a very nice sermon about the importance of family. Oh, were there many kids? Of course, they came out and told us everything they learned about the Nativity, and why we must look after the needy. Margaret O'Malley was looking after myself and Colum for the last few days. She was very kind. She's a strange one, all right, taking in other people's children. Can I have some more sprouts? Thanks. Is there anything on the TV for Christmas? Oh yeah, they're showing that movie you were in. What are you talking about? E.T., of course. Though they made you a lot less ugly for TV. Wow, what an ass! You did love E.T. when you went with your dad. For months afterwards, you used to spend all day drawing the cutest pictures of people in space. I had one on the fridge for years. You never put up any of my art, Mom. 'Cause you never drew anything, Fergal. Shut your gob. Shouting, that's not ladylike. Fergal, what's your problem? What's my problem? You abandoned your mother and left her worried sick for weeks. Then you show up out of the blue and dress like that. Come on now, Fergal. Remember the story of the prodigal son. Is that all you're going to say to him? I didn't come home to be ridiculed. I hope you came home to apologize. I'll give you an apologize if I can get some too. Stop. Let's just enjoy dinner. I was peeling spuds all week, and I'm just glad we're here together. Another word is potato. I mean, we have that here, right? Though, right? Spuds? Like Idaho spuds? Now you see why it's been hard to talk. It's even harder to listen to this crap. Mom? I just don't understand, Pet. Why do you need to understand? Can't you just accept me? What me are you talking about? The one I've known for 23 years or the one I've known for 2 weeks? It's the same me. And I want you to know me better. I want us to be in each other's lives. Are you threatening to leave again? I need some air. You can't run away forever. Pet, come back. I guess I never noticed that the eraser was getting smaller, but it kind of makes sense. It's a nice storytelling device. The air I needed was 2 kilometers away in the snow. Wouldn't it be nice if Chance was there? And it was cold air and damp air. But it was quiet air. Happy Christmas. "26th. Back in the big house. There was a strange burning smell when I turned on the light in the kitchen this morning. It's falling apart, but houses don't fall apart all at once. They do slowly, piece by piece, room by room. The electricity isn't safe, and I don't want to light the fire. I don't want anyone to know I'm here. Oh, that's a cool transition. I suddenly think of Black Hole Sun. 27th. Sean's walked past the house today. Headed for Keene Beach. He didn't see me. The conversations are wriggling through my skin. At about 4:30, there was a knock. I blew out the candles and buried myself under a blanket. Police, maybe? Are you in there? News around town is you lot got out. Heard the guards were coming in Scarpered. And then Afa told me you hadn't been seen at old Miss O'Malley's house. Did they turn you away? I guess no one really wants a weirdo like you around. Mom is worried sick about you. I can't believe she still cares. You'd think she'd given up on you by now. I have. Wow, he is such an awful person. Doctor Who. So always a phone box is going to be for me. Hello? Hello? It's so good to hear you've reached the voicemail. Damn it. McHugh, please leave your message with your name and... Damn it. Where are you? If you would like to talk about my accountancy services, ring... What? Is this a joke? You're an accountant? Hello? Pick up. Tell me how to fix this. I don't know where to go. Your name and number, I'll get back to you. Except you haven't, Mac. I trusted you. Hello? You've known for weeks when I would arrive, and now I can travel the time we have left in hours. You've reached the voicemail of, and I've nowhere and no one left. There's no one on Earth who even knows who I am. No NASA to whisk me away, not even an accountant from Mayo. Just some sheep in a field where a black hole devours the Earth. At least I can witness the end of everything under a nice clear sky. Hello? "28th. I woke up coughing this morning. Hope I'm not coming down with a dose of something. In that house, probably. I saw Sean's through the window this morning again. I had to do something. So I walked out into the wind and down to the beach. Sean's! Kaiser? Hey, so, how are things? Oh, fine, same old. What are you doing here? I thought you were with Colum and Jack and Dirgert now. Jesus, you look awful. It's complicated. Of course it is. I was with them when I was back home, and now I'm not. Yeah, you always seem to make things complicated and weird. I'm sorry, Sean's. I was surprised, but we can fix everything. We can go get Colin and Jack and put the band back together. We can just be friends again. The band was a dream. It was never going to happen. But you were so good. We did nothing all summer and then played a single gig in a community hall. Where's this coming from? What happened to you? It's just reality. What about Dublin? What about Manchester? Or India? Don't be stupid. Hurrying off without money will only have me crying home on the phone anyway. It means to act without thinking, specifically if the person is going somewhere to do it, or just running off at the speed of a hare. Oh, herring off, not hurrying off. God, you're like a different person. I don't even know you. When I went home, I found out about how people talked about the lot of us. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I liked you, but that's not me. Wow, do you hear yourself? You have no idea what it's like. I'm already an outsider in Akil. I don't belong anywhere. I can't... That's why we have to look out for each other. I just want to be normal, Kaizo. And I'll never be normal with you. This episode's long, but I feel like we're at the end. Cassiopeia! Thanks for waiting. Made some tea for you. I thought you might be a bit dehydrated from space. You're an accountant? Yeah. I'm also a bit of an astronomy geek. Oh god. I picked up your signals. Did you not tell someone important? Well, I wanted to, but no one listened. I had to do something. Thanks. Thanks, Mac. It's nice to meet you, for real. You're shorter than I pictured. What do we do now, then? The source of radiation on the far side of Akil Island. There's a bus coming soon. We're waiting on a bus to save the world. It's usually on time and we can sit up at the front. Twenty-ninth. It's so cold. I should light a fire, but even if I wanted to, there's no fuel. I'd have to break a chair or something. Getting by with blankets and hot tea. At least the kettle works. Maggie, Colm, and Jack came, but I don't want to bother anyone. My chest feels tight and my body hurts. I can't stop coughing, and every time my head spins. Girl, you got pneumonia. Kaizo? Kaizo, come out, pet. You can't live in there. It's not safe. Sean's told us, Kaizo. We know you're in there. I'm sorry things didn't work out with your mom, pet. Kaizo, it's like I told you, we're family. Please come out. This is ridiculous. Are you sure she's really here? There's not even a fire going. We should call the guards. Something really bad could have happened. Yeah, she's got pneumonia. And maybe some infection, maybe from mold. This is ridiculous. She's probably left for Dublin. The two of you waste so much time on her. She doesn't even appreciate the half of it. That's enough, Jack. Come on. I know we're running longer than normal, but I can't stop now. How did you know where to go? This is the image I retrieved from the black hole data. It had an address on the back. I hope you're right. By me, Chongi Road, Dua Akil, Count Mayo, Ireland. It's getting dark out. "30th. The guards came back and Fergal with them. I almost called out, but I knew better. Fergal, this place is a wreck. I don't think there's anyone here. I heard movement, and I saw lights last night. I can't be wasting my time on this. The big search is starting soon. For all we know, we'll find the body on the coastline. Searching this place will only take 5 minutes. I don't want to break the door down and find an empty house. The nuns would have my neck. Tell you what, I'll come back tomorrow after dark with PJ, and we'll see what we see. If there's someone in there, I'll get them out." Wow. Amazing. I'm scared. I'm starving. I feel so sick. I'm going to die. Are you sure this is the right place? It's the only thing we've got. Okay, pass the image to me. I'll put it through the letterbox. She has it, but the black hole is still there. It's still growing. Who is she? Can she stop the trigger event? She's my... It doesn't matter. It's all in her hands now. Hey, Mac, if Earth survives this, do you want to see the rest of the universe with me? December 31st, the anomaly. I have to go somewhere. I can barely move. It's so cold. I'll burn the book. Just Ireland's a black hole now? This is wild. The racer is so small. I think I'm gonna have to put a flashing lights warning at the beginning of this. We're like dissolving. Hi, Zoe. Time does not exist in a black hole. Every moment crushed together, past and present and future in one endless scream. No way to change anything. No way to escape, no way to move. Our little artist. Waste of time. You really... that university's changed you. Two of you waste so much time on her. I just want to be normal, Kaizo, and I could be never normal with you. You're the biggest freak around, that's for sure. Everything's okay. Oh, we have a pencil now. Everything's okay. EMS? Everything's okay. Or hypothermia. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything okay. Everything's okay. Poor thing, you're burning up. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Your mom is here now, love. I've got you, dear. Making memories disappear. 2,000 out of 2,400. I've got you, Kaizo. I like that we're using a pencil. Instead of taking away, we're adding now. Creating. This is a long video, but it's so beautiful. The sheeps. Happy New Year. Achievement unlocked. This book belongs to 10 years since the event. The world has started to stabilize. Communications between towns and cities and even countries are commonplace again. There are no computers yet, but there's a demand for Accountants. Again. Mac makes a reasonable living doing the books for a local business around the West Coast. He's setting up a desk plant on his new cubicle desk when he hears the familiar roar of a spaceship outside. Cassiopeia. He finishes tidying first. He wants to impress her with his neatness. He straightens his tie and heads outside. Long time no see, Cassiopeia says, grinning. Her skin seems to have been tanned purple by some strange cosmic star. It's only been a year, Max says, but I'm sure for you it's been many more. They both laugh. As he looks at her, Mac's chest gets uncomfortably tight. It's been so long. He missed her. He missed her. He wasn't sure if it was the conversations about space and science he missed, or her personality. I have some great stories for you, Cassiopeia. I'll tell you about them in the ship. What? Max stares at her. Aren't you coming? She says, surprised. I came back for you like we said. He doesn't know how to answer. I can't, Max says at last. Sometime soon, but not now. Cassiopeia stares at him and nods. Mac? Yeah, Cassiopeia? Whenever you're ready, call me. I'll be there. I'll come get you. See you next year. January 5th, 1994. I've been awake for a few days, eating turkey leftovers, drinking cups of tea, and sleeping. I finally was able to write without my hand shaking. Today is the first day I feel like myself again. Colum comes around. A lot. Every day since I was found. Jack comes too, but he doesn't stay. Yesterday Colum brought cake from Maggie, and today he brings me a new journal. He found the remains of the old one in the big house. I'm excited to start over. It was almost full anyway. I haven't seen Sean's, but Colum says he's asking for me. Visit? He says he can come and visit. We're still awkward with each other. Jack and Colum too. I think everyone feels hurt. Jack's cooking apology rashers. Soon I'll be well enough to climb Gronum with them again. December 31st, 2018. Happiness. I'm happy with my life now, despite everything. I have regrets about the past, of course. But looking back, I think mostly I did the best I could. I like the one she's wearing. Ah, perfect. This one looks like stars. Of course. Trans rights, absolutely. starting on a new page. I always play these indie games and they're always so beautiful. I don't know if there's anything else, but I know this is a long video, guys, but I just need to see how it ended, and I just hope you know that the spaces I make are for everyone. And know that even if you're in a bad place, a scary place, there are people out there who will take care of you and love you for exactly who you are. And know that we may never meet in person. Know that I see you. I love you. And you are not a burden. Please know that. Alright guys, I promise the next one will be different. But I'm not going to stop playing these games even when they tug at the heartstrings. So please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And until next time, happy sipping.